What is up, fellas? It's Sunday evening, 8 p.m., and I'm hitting the charts. I just got a few ideas. They're turning down video settings. Just got a couple ideas going into the week. Just getting all my levels set up on all these stocks. And we're in a pretty overarching theme of everything is kind of in past consolidation zones. Just looking right here at AMD, this is a really easy one. Who'd have guessed this? I mean, we're right back at where we consolidated back in early June, right before we dumped after that CPI data. One thing I'm noticing is that we have a bit of a bull flag up here, which is a nice little bullish pattern. Um, and I like this to the upside if we can break out. I'm not going to just jump in if we do get a breakout. I'm going to wait and see if we can actually retake 103.50. That's a key level I see right there. I need to see that broken out to actually get some confirmation, and then obviously take out these levels. We do have a bit of a supply zone up here where people have been selling, but that's what I'm looking at on AMD. For support on AMD, I'm seeing support right at 101.20, and then obviously below that we have 150 cents or $100.50, and then baseline support I would say is basically $100. That would be my risk level if I were to go long on anything AMD wise, but it is just in a nice pretty little consolidation pattern. It has been red hot, so it is risky taking a trade on AMD when it's been this ridiculously green. It feels a little bit trappy, even though it has broken out bullishly to the upside. It's all about where does it pull back to? Where do we get retests? But I do like that for a day trade tomorrow if AMD is red hot again like it has been. If it breaks to the downside, I'm going to watch and see if we can hold at 101.30, below that $100.50. But yeah, that's what I'm seeing on AMD. We do have the 50-day moving average on the 30-minute chart right there at 150, so that could be a nice little confluence right there. But that's what I'm seeing on AMD. Otherwise, Amazon also with a kind of bull flag forming thing up here. It's not the prettiest thing in the world, but hey, it's a pattern. Um, it closed right at that. And what I noticed about Amazon, it still has a gap fill to the upside about 50 cents. I'm seeing a support right here at 139.50. You can see that's kind of the zone we've pulled back, 139.50 139.60, that kind of range. Below that, I'd love to see support at 138 or just 139 solid. But if we break out of this consolidation pattern, retest both those levels, break through, Amazon is looking a little bit bearish. And then obviously below that, we'd have to have some support at like 134. And then below that, we have a massive gap to fill on Amazon to the downside, which I would be a little wary of. If we do break out above this, the gap is only about 50 cents up here. It's right about 144. So we could just fill the gap, turn right around, dump, or we could just get choppy. Hard to say, but that's what I'm seeing on Amazon. So I do like that setup to the upside because it is another one that has just been absolutely rip-roaring. Let's take a look at SPX, or just, yes, the futures. So SPY, just like AMD, we're right back to where we were in early June, back in this nice little consolidation zone. I'll draw a nice little box so everyone can see what I'm talking about. Just right back in that box. Actually, I'll look at SPY. SPY gives us a better picture. Right back in this little box. So I need to see. We could just chop around. So CPI data Wednesday, huge. Obviously, why the market is now consolidating, because that is a huge catalyst. I need to see a breakout of this zone. If we can't get a breakout at least below like right around here, 408 to 407, it has to have support right there. We need to see support right there. We do have a small dynamic trend line here on SPY. I'd probably place that right about there. And then we're also kind of in a wedging pattern, so another kind of bullish looking flag, sort of, kind of. But I need to see a breakout of this zone. I love 415 for solid resistance. That otherwise we've wicked up to 415.76. So obviously past there would be great, but we just have a huge supply right here where we know sellers have been sitting out right here. I got a nice pretty red color so I can show you what I'm talking about. We know the sellers are there, and the sellers are right here from 417 to 416. So that is a very super important level that we need to reclaim, us bulls. Otherwise, we do have another dynamic trend line right here. A nice bright blue. This is a big trend line. We bounced off once. We haven't retested it. So, hey, we could see a slowdown, a chop. We come over here, retest it at like 410, bounce off of there. We could retest it. If we just nosedive tomorrow, we could just go straight down here to 409, 408. I'm going to wait for a bounce off of that. But a clean break of 407 is hyper, super duper bearish in my honest opinion, because you can see right back here. Look what SPY did back here after the CPI data back in June. And just because this happened in June doesn't mean it's the exact same thing's going to happen. I'm just saying this is obviously a key level. Once we broke this level back in June, I mean, we went from 407 straight down to 362 over the span of about a week. So, that is why I have a lot of value in 407, because it is a super crucial level, and the fact that we're just like right back to where we were for the CPI, it's crazy, it's craziness. So I will try at all costs, unless I get some really nice movement tomorrow, I will try to not trade this, because I'm not a range trader. I don't like trading things where, like, some people are range traders where they love when the market does this, when it bounces from 415 to like 409, and they just like grab it when it's at the top, sell it when it's at the bottom, that kind of thing. Or short it at the top, sell at the bottom, buy at the bottom, sell at the top. It depends what this next couple days looks like, but otherwise, I do have a key level here at 413. Gonna watch out for that. But a break above this trend line, a retest of 415, and a break above that, and I love SPY to the upside all the way up to 420. But yeah, that would be huge. That's the big one, is basically 420. I mean, we could rip all the way up here to 424, but yeah, that's what I'm seeing on SPY. And I'm just going to tell myself, do not trade in the chop. If we're just sitting in this consolidation zone, I might just not take a trade at all. And I'm fine with that, because I know the CPI day is going to give us some direction. Otherwise, I mean, I had just a terrible week this last week. And I look back at the chart, and I'm like, why did that happen? Oh, well, because SPY did this. It just chop. And it was just a nightmare. And I am not that kind of trader. I've said that 10 times, and yeah. Don't need to be redundant. So NASDAQ has, we're obviously well above where we consolidated back in June. So NASDAQ is much more bullish looking than SPY is right now. But what I'm noticing on NASDAQ is this super key level we have at 318.50. We got to hold that. You can see where that has passed resistance. We resisted off of that twice, and now we found support there on Friday. So that's a major level now. Got to watch out for that. I'm not saying if we break that, we go mega bearish. I'm just saying that is definitely a level worth watching. So if we break below that, I would love to see support at 315. Below that, support at 312. Below 312, or actually below 308, and I'm looking pretty bearish on the NASDAQ. We do have a dynamic trend line way over here, so we could come all the way down to like 315 kind of thing, you know. But same kind of thing, it's just in this range. So I haven't really been trading NASDAQ that much recently. I don't know why. It just goes up too fast. I'm scared of it now. But I'm just going to do the same exact thing. Just going to wait for some break of range. So got to see a break above like 324. If we can break out above 324, and you can see where there's been sellers waiting up there at that level. If we can break up into that zone and break out to the top side of that, I love it. And then we have a monster, big old gap to the upside on the NASDAQ. Right at 325, big gap to fill all the way over here. Let's see if I can go further out. Big old gap to fill from 325 to 328. So we got a full solid percentage point gap on NASDAQ. So that is the resistance, is basically 325. Otherwise, let's look at Nvidia. Nvidia, same exact idea. Look at Nvidia. You'll never guess. Look at this zone. We're right back at the zone we used to be back here back in June. That's so crazy, guys. Same thing. We got support at 186.70. That's my level to watch. I love it to the upside if we can break above 192 and actually hold, because we saw the same thing. There's sellers waiting up here. We do have a little trend line that we actually kind of broke. I'm not really. Yeah, maybe. Just watch out for that trend line. Yeah, I'd love to see some support at 186 on Nvidia. Otherwise, a break below that, and we could rip all the way down here to 181. Need some support there too. Same idea, but otherwise, Nvidia is just right in that zone, so I'm just going to wait for a breakout. If we can get a clean break to the upside, I love it to the upside. Downside, I love it to the downside. So that's kind of my theme going into this week. I see a lot of things that are just in range, and when these things chop around in these ranges and they finally get a breakout, and you actually take the breakout, and a real breakout, not a fake out, the gains are immense, because when it picks that direction after consolidating for a long time, the move is usually pretty huge. So that's what I'm seeing on Nvidia. And then just the semiconductor index also. Look at this. No fucking way. We're right back in this zone. Right back in the zone from early June. No way. So same idea. Just gotta break above 245. But otherwise, Mara, we got earnings coming in tomorrow. I think I'm gonna hold. I got 100 shares of it. The short squeeze potential is just so crazy on Mara. There's so many shorts in the stock, and when you look at a stock like this, it's like, I mean, really, it's gonna have terrible earnings. I'm sure they're hemorrhaging money. But it's like, how much lower can the stock possibly go? I mean, really, that's kind of just been the case for a lot of these stocks. Uber had an insane bounce, and it's like, of course it did. Like, how much lower could it possibly go? PayPal, same thing, had a big old bounce. Square, I think, had earnings, had a nice size bounce. SoFi, same thing. So that's kind of the recurring theme. Even if these stocks don't have crazy good earnings, they still are getting big old bounces, just because they're just so sold down, insanely oversold. So, oh, but SoFi, that reminds me. SoFi, we kind of have a bull flag, kind of falling wedge sort of deal going on right here. I'm liking this to the upside if we can break above that. So I'm going to wait for the breakout of this bear flag. I want to see a retest at $8.06 and a break above that, and I love SoFi to the upside. But this is also could potentially just chop around in the zone again. We're not in the early June zone, but we do have a small gap. Nope, we filled that gap to the upside. SoFi is an interesting one. There's just not been a lot of volume right here. So we could just rip right through 9 up to 10. But got to hold up this zone at $8.06. If we break below that, if we see a break at $7.70, that's pretty bearish for SoFi. But anyways, guys, that's what I'm looking at this week. Got earnings from Mara. Let's see, I did something on Coinbase. Oh, yeah, Coinbase, same thing. We're just in short squeeze territory. It has earnings coming up on Tuesday. So, same idea. We just got to hold this support at $86.41. Otherwise, there's so many shorts in this, the squeeze could be crazy. If it's not already been crazy. It went up like 20% the other day. So, yeah, that's what I'm seeing on Coinbase. But I'm just going to watch out for these. I'm just going to be hands off. If we just consolidate all day tomorrow and Tuesday, then I'm just going to be very light size, not going to go heavy, because I know I can get my cheeks clapped if we just get chopped around. So, that's what I'm seeing. And good luck on Monday. Good luck to me. Peace.